Boko de.
Oh, Yakufo-addo.
Okay. Ele Yakufo asim say na de obeka twi nkwa. Yakwa about to na wie. Enti we de chia omanfo na afi.
I say near die wasi. But as I remember about to on so. I'm as I make my whole BBC 15 hours ago. Now,
almost said the BBC almost said
pass a Portuguese prime minister. Will resign.
The reasons?
The reasons say almost year investigation into corruption relating to award contractor a Diama company be about lithium mining in Portugal. On your suspect, now, on my issue, arrest warrant or detention warrant for 5 people. One of the 5, the chief of staff will come. And now, microphone, ako prime minister fee. I'm for you, prime minister fee. Yako searching. You're searching the and a national television. According to BBC. National TV or say the dignity of the functions of prime minister is not compatible with any suspicion about his integrity, his good conduct, and even less with the suspicion of the practice of any criminal act. Can you believe that?
Of Kwabena. The Omoke say Nimudi no. Tia and Sasa Bibiki credible back home.
Prime Minister also integrity crime is your question.
There be nine way possible way any panel in the panel age man now be your chief of staff. Na ya asemwa atoni ye hwehwem. Na wadwen ye say ade atoni ye hwehwem yi. Ene ma mentwe me ho fi say because we am chief of staff, my chief of staff papa and I said minti.
No. Or see one no man he said the fee. They have searched him. Na me dey hear me one say. Ebra me read the am say, Bob be say Onyankopon, when will this happen in Africa?
Yeah, because why resign in India?
Yes.
And if you are cost searching in India.
One, say a certain prime minister, such as authorities, etimia konifia cost searching.
Okay.
2, your chief of staff. 3, you can't say or no corruption you can your money this work can But the fact is say or say or your prime minister or minor on the shenansa. President in our appointed a day or mining the shenansa. Now the integrity the nisabo question cry. Now more question grandpa. One side the criminal act is what I suspecting. This all man is a suspicion now. Daddy or your prime minister on to mean so with this kind of thing around. No. What resign? Investigation now or promising 100% is our best support. Formation be a moving who be out of the man.
Is it not about say because you are very fear no you are suspecting me trim how man you mono akoso.
That be no or say to question his integrity. So your prime minister, you more deal. Now best suspecting the class of prime minister na a criminal act.
Money ni dia mo family.
Money dia mo family.
Okay.
That is the beauty of it. Someone to me and you mean ni na so ya ba. Na mo suspect me dia.
Money
no momfa. Amufa. Anya mama.
So no ho onyadam ye no 2-bedroom na ho kakra ka ho na odua ni nua na wote ne ka bi mo ope yen ya ha no so ye pe 4 or 5 bedroom. We are being here.
Because it's a means for getting to killing poverty, to creating wealth. The political office is a means for creating wealth in Africa. That's what I say. That is why we probably may even kill people to get political power. But look at this. Say to me, be say, see Africa. So I say, they have solved 75% of our problems.
80 grand.
The same Portugal, one time, a Nigerian tourist, or no cry the Portuguese, or Portugal, or Mokwa, and I'll call hospital now emergency. And I'm in the call hospital, I'm saying that bed in the up. To only to watch a bed, the man, and I say a preparation, not cover tourist, and I mean, woo. A bet to health minister, then you know. Health minister, there is a Ujana Juma, or the Juma for health minister.
And I coach a bit no more follow.
Yeah, and I need can say. As we cited these examples, what I say, because our system not been here practicing. Democracy is not here practicing. And yeah, India.
Portuguese.
And then two for catching say, ya fat bibia, and ya 100%. I think you're blending. Because Ansana Brunini Bebano, na yang, your system I did boom mine. At least ye did be crying in my santimine, our system of the boom. Bruni by and you're tuning now. That's right. Give me such a way example, ya a man who say system now you're practicing a possible, a practicable, yeah, a timid a correction. So when you're the papa, or dear anymore, or bet to me, such as here. I a self correction. I'm a system no. Akuyi. So that is why I'm citing we and non say Ghana president so ye be and I say Ghana chief of staff we now say it's there, it's possible. Then when we crown possess a sitting prime minister I couldn't face your concession.
Yeah, we better so call man.
Yeah,
come and penny for concession.
Come and penny for concession, the chief of staff of your concession. I know correct. So I said that is why Bibiano say abani free swa and Sani who say, oh, I brought me Amawaswano, or me a bunny way, or me a bunny way, or me a bunny way, or me a bunny way. I didn't try. Sabani Sisunas wire bunny, I didn't tin a yantimin can Saban wire bunny say, and that's all Nipa wire bunny say, and you see I didn't fast our cries. Now you're trying. Bibiana abani free swa ansani abeye ye beyen swa ni asadi atoso political witch hunt anunchi emayen koye nim anunchi emayen fight corruption na ye pese ye fight
yanku yanim
atoaba
awie
as I say MPP ni bia
no milo kakra the Kwabena Sarpong ya to abawie nti ya hwe ne obeka ofa me yanku anim
ya to abawie amofa
yes
na results no a surprise binum and surprise binum but ansana me can say me can ho bibi no as I say NP fufu nyina ya dai ho ase
okay
se entokwa bia empue baabia tokwa bia empue baabia bibia koso kama aprosifo a omukoye sese ye da ho
omo ya de pa
omo ya de so we kire se national election ya to aba nese baabia ye kom to say ya bia ni ho be question the results of the elections. Ibitimi aye ama eniema akoso kama. We metiu Macau MP baby. So what is? What 276 polling stations. Ama ubiabo atoniyem. Nti inyina we must congratulate ourselves. The nation, the NDC and MPP supporters on the ground must also learn from this election. As a busia every day see Saturday no. Say a possible say between an election wa ya
BBNC.
BBNC. Ya bibia be koso kama. Maka say wie no na mufa. Ade na ye beka afa ho. Election no the new versus the old. The old has won.
Okay.
All right? Now, once what we need there, now you ya support no, especially the new. Ajraho akase election mejitum 100%. That me support to be biara. Yenyina o kandia bako Kennedy kandia bako sir mumma yem forgetting niema esi ye before the election wankasa that's right. That's a very critical element of the speech, very critical, because one kasa next I said you see ya no see ya you be so near their creative problems after the fact. So enti yenia when I say yenia I mean MPP4 and just say yenia what them high yenia ye wo a ya twin say we see nti say aba na be say na say na Kennedy ya sansem ni na fan ho no o say mumma ye mani nyina ye kasa ni nyina kra and see let's forget it. So I say na ye yem fan through na yem fire ni ensi ade baako so na showdown no yan transfer showdown no comma NDC. That's a critical statement. Na minim say se be yo se enye yo e be gina ye ne ye wa abonte no
Adentia.
because your behavior such as sometimes just
nyina ne ono wen ye no so na mo be gina mo
wa no dia waka
the ono wen ye asem na make you
no beba yeah the ono it's a behavior no okay I shall be put in way
yeah
wo winning ye no say almost be accept this statement in good faith. Na omu nkoka se wo ye say nti ye be ye say o ba na so o fakọ wo ye di onye ye nipa wonye ye nipa sa na ye start Alan ene Nana ema be ye kofo ene Nana o ye kofo nipa o ye Alan nipa se mo be kai a Alan Chamatin 2008 or 10 ho. Wouldn't be a do a 10 ho.
I see a bro in nipa.
Was he a honey nipa? Despite the fact that no one was ready so about one akufo-addo man, one of the most important portfolios in the campaign. Oyeno, head of identifying groups. Such as Wuna association ni groups labor law association, market women, teachers association ni wono concentrate one more so obey day obema ma beto abama MPP adwuma ye de man na alanche maten enti say a kai way especially one more win here the old guy that is Baumia group omo ba omia ho no sede omo twa enha omo nso a na omo wo alan ho no ken ho no sesia no Kencity Media we have no Ken group and Baumia camp. We have no Ken camp and Baumia camp. We have only one camp. And that camp is MPP camp. And that MPP camp, no? Camp be our leader. Your leader, ne why? Baumia. That's our leader. And to be bad. And first and say, oh, where are you Kennedy camp? Samuya Sadia. Peace in the unity na mo peno. Munya. Na ebeye Alan ene kufo. Nana akufo-addo ene kufo camp.
Abakarama mi musa semi. Ura Kennedy Agyapong and ra ko mra hye badwafi. O hye ne ekoso. Ono ani colleagues. Ebi no wakra bi ono di kokoda. Ono coffee kakra. Ono ani musa ne man ko hye na mpe tea enope. Ne I see quite very easy for almost to approach Uraken and now ono mom na emfre o.
Me nim the seed ra nti me
enya ne seed no na see o ye twam wo ye chia eba.
Yes, anom chi no akase. De atwam no. So what I say, it is easy to forgive than to forget. That's human life. I can forgive, make me the other I am and make him the action. But some me will be free, me will be free that because you say me wana. So it's possible. So we know. Say you will be free the SC and the any. But say the ache ye nyina so enka say na wo ye me eno nti be koye we no eno na Kennedy person oka say yem fan to enchen and it applies to everybody.
Why na also the che and why na also the tunche
obia ofi say obi ka bi wo campaign no mu a enye emaw. This is all the twin chain. Now, fans say, F-talk, campaign time.
And I do also can't hear on also a day.
Also, or can't hear on also, it's also the chain. Because once you pass all do obedient channel. So I obedient the chain one. It's also do the other day, HOB. So in both ways.
Maybe no, I can't hear me, Miss Media Chow. Until once we're there also here.
Well, so a funny set a campaign. I don't want to say you have to go and apologize and you have to go and do. When you do that now, you will never get a satisfaction.
I'm looking at whereby Obibe to me an approach. Almost a funny funnel. Why there was because be and to an amount. Women may idea no. Miss Media Chow, but a trouble Miss Media Chow now with 3 months.
Well, now we are you win here. No, I am the campaign. Even though it's MPP. So what I say, it's the presidential candidates campaign. So it's the presidential candidates campaign. And you are not obey show leadership. So the crowd for no a warm and now obey show say yes, we are ready to accept. One more to our so I say, and I said, during the election, can't be far. When we are ready, so I'm accepting woman in helping to break the age. And I said, to me. So, harassing woman to say the Alan Martin complained in 2008 now. So I say, you may end up having what happened in 2008. And it's a big task on those people.
Sabrina na a candidate na odi animo no and I went to me handle in 70 years. On man no matwa ne ho ahia no na ko harass ora alanchira Martin Crofo. E de na ba ntia want me handle the yema Roland APA.
I mean to be Emma reason. Okay, mean to be Emma reason.
Yes, I said no cry, no cry.
Then you no cry. That was the reason he gave.
Okay.
Okay, make say. That was the reason he gave. Me be a siben muda. And Macmiaka say no cry, and I said no cry. So what I say. And we didn't argue with him to say said you can I no cry, and I said no cry. We accepted what he was saying, said no cry. And the other day, the Kopani Chow said, yes, I know. Eh? The Kopani Chow. I'm saying, say, my man, some revisited our situation in the now, the Abema Yans revisited situation in the building is set. Camp, no, I didn't pa at one. As I see, if you are near the Panina, good camp back, and that is MPP camp. And that is MPP camp and no other camp. There is no other camp except MPP. See, to me, yes, idea. So, say leaders, one moment we need to me, yes, I say. The fact is that me campaign against you war during the campaign, no. Now I win, and just say. The Gensu say obey lady party no and then chesa and chesa and chi momayan chi yehu sa ade no many embrace me can we because incident be asia men can say many more details just nanu yai after the election yai
Bin Masha say Miss B.
Yes. And I'll get the details next week in the Mecca. And I'll mention names.
Okay. Oh, I know I'm a more Nipanyai.
Yes, I'll mention names. Then you ask for the people who oppose this Baumia so that you can deal with them.
Hey.
Yes. I'll not say too much about it because I'm in facts in now. I'll wait.
Na say what the beba but the pakon oye sa dey asend ye na
something and
leader no no ha no
and then thing me devote to time I can't sadly so what I say
yeah
2008 maybe about 50% of the people is 15 years ago 50% of the young men those in their 30s early 30s now they were not politically active engineer may see ya no one man ya dey one so just here, and they are trophies. So, yeah, because we don't like to write. So, he patropa, and within these 20 years, he had books about our political dispensation. So, I do the democracy. Because never P. I see a second actual book. You can't alcohol be book now, but I didn't know one man reaches in the end. But because we yet sad our system anymore. And this one you'll be a man can't say what. And then Mufa may devote to the whole of this time. Say, may appeal to everybody. At the moment, we have no choice. We have only one leader. We don't have two or 1.5. One. Okay? And that leader as Baumian that we have elected. Onu no be lead the campaign. Onu na ye ko di na chiri. Yeah, as I said, a bombarding set. Ye ne no be ye adwuma abom. Na so utu okrafo no so. Now we are there.
Two more money.
Utu mama ni so. Nti de meka e wo hono no. No camp. Only one camp, MPP camp. Then we are and sana maybe on ansana maybe can the election results itself.
Go ahead.
Such as here.
Kwenim.
The marker said Kennedy, why are there? Kennedy, why are there? Because I don't know, minimum biya or yet in the system.
So ma maybe afi na obi adwene yen a me kai o se net 2 TV Oman FM, Ash FM, and Afi, Nap Radio, Kencity Media. Sarpong ne no din komo ye hwe ne a esi or election na no memenda presidential primaries at the New Patriotic Party they share so Ghana. That was on the 4th. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and a winnie.
It's an encrofoka crabby. Some penny for down the at least in the society, the posters and there you need there. Obian was or Timmy producer Kennedy Benya Bush now.
Yes.
Obikra many one poster Kasai was he will be shocked if Kennedy can get 25%.
25%, yeah.
The business is 10 when you're 10%, so you shouldn't waste his time. Master, what Shao said, there is a new wind blowing from the ground.
You're right.
Sun and results from the chair. Okay? There's a new wind blowing. And as I say, it's so weird. Now you used to say, wind in the air blow at the company for the other conservative runner or what I say. Now, yet or minor. I always cite the United States as an example. Please forgive me because that's the only system I know.
Yeah. The Hono Atana.
Sanka Ayawa. Okay? And Kennedy programs. A major part of the winning candidates program.
Yeah, hi.
I had the winning candidate in the program now. You be far. Of setting the committee, not the open committee, no, yeah, aman. So what I say. But Sankaya America. Or no. Candidate nipa back on the program or person or you know. Once who get the support on so what I say. And the support is a yes support kit wow.
Yeah.
Eso. And until who program now baby na and this is how the way say no account the no. It will grandma will change your policy completely.
Just to give Oman for no hope and a direction.
Right. And to get the support of the person now. Everywhere in America, that's what will happen. Kennedy's influence and his policies weigh very heavily on what Baumia puts down for our manifesto.
Correct.
But maybe America for almost 30 years and see almost 30 years. So what I say. But our BBM because we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Say almost come 200 years as almost to say yes, started and this yes you call 200 years and sign ya be do baby on one a day. You bet me a fight you more a day. Now you buy aha. Oh, you be you free move. You do way back home. Now you move forward. Because Sam Malcolm X kind, I like him a lot. Or say, problem beer when you will be a sinner. So what I say, Obi enya bida. Obi enya bida. Enti for all this solution, you know, to start. Next two problem no one now a better solution to your problem. That is what I'm trying to say. And
I see.
I'm over.
Also.
Osha. Kennedy. See, a non-starter, somebody who is a non-conventional, he doesn't subscribe to any convention, any standards. He's anti-that, anti-society, anti-executive. He insults, he does this, he does that. So, yeah, writing off. but he comes back. And when certain constituencies even.
Constituency no dey na shocked now. Ubeka idea be our course as a constituency way the figures here by there.
Well, so far the Agyapong might be Chairman Sambo's constituency.
Okay. Swami. What about Bantama?
Okay. Bantama was not too much of an apostle of Bawumia like Chairman Sambo's.
Okay.
Chairman Sambo's was the first MP, prominent MPP man to declare support for Bawumia. And he carried it throughout everything that he did. He carried it throughout. Okay? And I thought he said, on the Crawford, he was going to carry the constituency with him. So far, only 2 MPs. And Abeka said, one will less resource no munya satisfied, one will happy about it. Chairman and I think Tina Mensa.
Okay.
Tina Mensa have been cheating now. That's what you read on this one. The Tina Pachawo, who say, we have a favorite.
Chairman
we have a for this and the cry. We'll be in front of the catch of having cancer. So, but my really say on you happy about the results now. Minim say Kennedy cry win on constituency now. So
many figures. No?
Yes. Matches say Kennedy won more constituencies in Greater Accra than Ade.
Ashanti, yeah.
No, than Bawumia in Greater Accra.
Yeah.
And correct. Somebody was putting the figure at about 28 or something like that.
Or winning baby.
So we need 28 constituencies, but then the winning figures margins no
close.
So, but it was still good enough.
But Russia, in terms of numbers, they are not Dr. Bawumia 19,000. No, Ken's were 17,000. In terms of numbers.
Numbers are buying. Fana, you know.
In terms of numbers, or Greater Accra, no.
And votes, no.
Samekaya, we are 19,000. Now we are 17,000.
Are you serious?
Yes. I mean, Pulu Greater Accra numbers, no.
That close?
Yes. Well, Greater Accra numbers, no. Pulu na are they young?
No, because so if you have an establishment candidate,
Greater Accra, Honorable Kenya 17,282. Now Dr. Bawumia 19,002.
Hey!
I'm telling you. 17,282. And Dr. Bawumia 19,002.
The whipping was great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
In my own constituency. All right? On the day of the election, that constituency was going for Kennedy about 80-20. On the day of the election, it was alleged that chairman, a friend delegates catch up and say, oh no, you see, and Toma Bawumia. And then go for constituency said, no. Delegates said, no. Masa, we can't the yinchi. And then she, Emma, mostly, Kennedy with the but they're very close.
Yeah.
Miami said that thing has happened now. I was shocked.
Because now him said the figures in the call.
Yeah, now him said the figures in the call because of Samiti constituency. And we know what was going on. So what I say. Now, eventually, on the day of the election, the chairman of that constituency turned around and tell the delegates, say, no, you see, you're Toma Bawumia. So he did a good job for Bawumia because Bawumia closed up, even though Kennedy win her, but margin this up. So, and he said, rejoicing in Abbasiya, I sure said Kennedy or your force.
Yes.
Okay? And he, moi, no, mon share, na mon handle or no. Although there you might handle him very well. But in Crawford, they didn't actually know. Mon share na mon kotata or more.
But I say,
Only bound can say, oh no, near who I can't be Paman and cock. Sadia, I say, Tram.
Maminka message in your born tough and half and 5 million. The supporters of Dr. Bawumia who think by their role and status, if not positions, they are those who would matter in the scheme of things during Dr. Bawumia's reign must begin to revise their notes because politics is very dynamic and not static. Text message Ediaba. Also for Mami Ban says, please, I'm praying for MPP to accept Ken's program, especially from KNUST engineers. Okay, the Honorable Ken Kanye, FA KNUST Nafi, Oko Kumasia magazine. Yabon Pai said of Kwabena to Jabia, Nabibi Saba. Regards to Kwabena, if the leadership of the party pretend that all is well and don't take steps to crack the whip against those who broke the rules to appease those that has been vilified, then we will have a Herculean task to win 2024 general elections. And we dare not lose to John Mahama. If we did, then we are going to stay in opposition for a long time because our party will set in and the grassroots will go and sleep. Wokuku seku abano ya tuawi wonu momo ni ombe nyina no Kwabena se mfa ni nyina nto akiri ntim ni aka say
yes yenchi
nkrofo ane ade na wo se kofo
se kofem yenchi wokuku seku kan yenchi mi enyesa so person bubu for
Solomon Kwe
a problem emphasize election yi ho so ati ase na ye problem bi o that there and yes say can because I was going to talk about it. Say and Crawford say oh near man your party no when say on a mission Miss Ramora Pamucho. The party chairman is ready to listen to anybody. Yeah, or what problem or party no so ati ase yeah or the baba to nanim for problem no to party upa crowd would have to nanim crowd fa kwa abonten ebiana me and me abetume na bia me di solution so acha say but so man akwa abonten na obi wo solution o de ba obesom semwa me anya ne sa na ya ka say oh problem wa party num o na say wonti bi nchira problem kro no a ebe dan what me solve sa problem abova na say me boa
pe
so acha say dia pamucho mpanimfo ne nkoda mo ka say problem wa party mu no. The party chairman is ready. That is why I'm saying that. I'm saying that with authority. Menena kasa. I'm not going to Kwabena problem. Make sure say. Minimum administration. You be di huwa juma. Dear Shramu. Mama. You who have problems. Mama yanki cancer problems. Yeah. Ubia to me who where the problem is. So abani de yatwa wie omo bu party mraswa omde yede to abano yentimi nkoye hwe nti de say yenyama bibia anka no amufa mi wa yentimi nsa nkomu bio so next time no yede besua nyansa next time no ye betimi ahu say sa ru ya yede ti hwe ada say ru no enye enforceable so atiase anase we refuse to enforce it. And this a rule here, and yet idea I bet me a dissudia near year free home.
Yeah.
The bet me a dear sudia, near man or near making sure I had a disso. For instance, party for executive say, Yam and declare support for anybody. Maybe if it's a see a listing warm. So I see a listing warm starting from MPs. MP, how many of them? The whole parliamentary leadership, no, and now as a leader of the parliament in Kwan. By executives, the whole executives, and as a chairman of the executives. So I say, by regional executives, regional chairman Kwan, and I say all the regional executives.
Parliament, when you baba Kwaman, no assemble bebia a year, I was Westwogon, member of parliament. Senyoram, I was Westwogon.
Yes, but say Joe say usukura cafe.
Mantina no asem.
What is Joe say usukura?
Mantina no asem.
So, and you define ye. Next idea, the leadership on Kwan, which is parliamentary leader. Only they so remain neutral. Then the rest of the MPs can go and do their job. The one, near national. National there, since I am organizing election, I'm here with the anti, and I am disqualified. So, then you come to the region. Region also, your name said regional chairman, only an assistants, and answer all the elected regional officers.
About baby, and I'm saying, I don't need chat to just 1 minute in the airport. Richard for no, I won't be here.
Reshuffle no. Say, I won't be here. Now, we shall say. Yes, your percent a buy no will reduce expenditure. Me wa. My veteran has work. That. Set from the records now. Bank of Ghana near ban their ban. Expenditure has gone down by 30%. So, expenditure has gone down by 30%. And as you see, they say, who close to ministry. The only thing you are closing, taking away the minister and his deputies. What more can you a public servants? What more can you now? A public servants. And these executives, say a government expenditure confirmed by 30%. So, and the man who accuses as a ministers no doors no more yana, Bema budget a kind of cost from Swat. And no, a buy no a year free one, and she ama expenditure no a coffin. And up to now, so go reduce the level of ministers. No, you are not saving anything.
Reshuffle near reduce.
No.
Reshuffle,
you can reshuffle. You can reshuffle anytime.
I don't know, maybe
so. What I say. Now, me ma yai and son Makan will say, Amufa, this government and akufo-addo is being treated unfairly when it comes to corruption. Okay? When it comes to corruption, I believe you say he's being treated unfairly.
And everyone is treating unfairly.
The intelligentsia. I heard a Dr. Ishmael Yamson yesterday. I took the time. What time was it? 10:40 a.m. I was join news. Lambasting and Akufo-Addo said he has failed to solve corruption. Now, then this what he said something like, why is none of his people who have been found culpable
by who now find them culpable?
Biba, not in jail. Dr. Ishmael Yamson. As much as I respect you, and a lot of Ghanaians do, please name one officer here why you culpable than Akufo-Addo anya na hohwe. Name one. Name one. You see, you are behaving like the rest of the people who are just following the crowd. What is that for corruption? What's who can be?
Now, someone was a no, if because perception of grand grow.
What's who can be, Dr. Yamson?
Corruption perception, grand grow.
Okay, say, Obia, corporate, let's say you're fine, guilty. And I say, you're true, so we are sick and yachino, or Bokron, or Yachino, or Bonnie Yachino.
A buonafo.
A buonafo. Dr. Yamson, tell us, I'm asking you again. I respect you so much. So much. But this one there, me patch out. Train, name nipa bako. Say me nim wadresa. Unamba, can write a personal letter to you and challenge you.
Challenging on social media.
To name one me social media, me name said yes. Yakon say. Name bako. Mienu, miensa.
Also, WhatsApp or else.
I didn't know yes, sir.
And say Ghana perception fuel near be bring to the pam.
Perception no perception no. Now you set a special prosecutor. Someone dealing with that corruption. Let's say up to now, special prosecutors on one hand, or 3-5 people back to jail because of corruption. What does it tell you?
What does
that tell you?
Production for Enamo say a free or the four Kwabena Ohene Safo on me wo MCR ejano afi nso mo amoboa wo camera kwesi ninsi na afi focus yana mo ase mimi din ede ya amofa boachi opani a odwan ne ye nne no e ofa Kwabena Sarpong nyame ya ado wo chine ya wo anopa ebehia ya kraw